things changed, and definitely my perspective changed when I started to gamify my life. Now, what does that even mean? That means, like, I'm someone that grew up with video games, right? I guess most of the generation that we're in at the moment, I mean, the younger generation, is quite common. It's not like rare to grow up with games at all. Maybe if you're coming back from the 80s or early 90s, it might be different. But nowadays, games are just like super, super common, right? And you don't want to be in the game world. You don't want to be stuck there. You're basically in a simulation. That's what it is. You're in a simulation, and you're getting these dopamine rushes from being happy, from spending those waking hours into an avatar that you really are probably going to ditch and then buy the next version of the game the next year or whenever it comes out. So really, like, there's no ROI, there's no return on investment for your time. So instead, I've been viewing when I kind of just, said, like, this isn't really adding value to my life, and just started focusing on myself, picturing me as the avatar. Like, I am in the game is life, and I am the character that I get to control. That's when I started, like, seeing the change, and not just seeing the change, but feeling the change, and like gaining that perspective where, like, yo, I actually can do this stuff. Like, I can improve on certain areas, and you know what? I've just seen improvement, and wow, this just kind of fuels me to make more improvements, make more adjustments. And it's simply just by gamifying your life, working on the areas that you feel like, you know what, that need developing. Those areas where you're like, listen, I know I'm weak at communication, or I know I'm weak at going up to random people and speaking to them. My confidence is low. My sleep is bad. I don't really eat right. I've never been to the gym. I don't have a physique that I really want. I don't have discipline. I can't sit there and work on something for more than 20 minutes. My attention span is messed up. Social media is ruining my life. All of these things is just taking away power and taking away your future potential from you, right? Not saying not everything you don't have to, everything is bad. What I'm saying is identify the areas where you feel like is actually not adding the value into your life, and make an effort, a conscious effort, to fix them. Make a conscious effort to absolutely go out there and improve your avatar, improve yourself. Get to the stage where you feel like, listen, this is me. Like, I've just improved in a month. Imagine what I can do in 6 months. Imagine what I can do in 9, in 12, in 2 years, 5 years. It's a compound. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. Like, it's only been for me, like, properly coming up to 6 months where I've just consciously tried to build my avatar. I found things where, you know what, I'm actually not good at public speaking. Let me read a few books on it. Let me watch some videos on how people have improved. Let me go out there and actually implement it. Let me put myself into uncomfortable situations. And that's where you see the growth. It's powerful, honestly. It's powerful. When you start to view yourself like you're in a game, each day you realize is actually so valuable. The 24 hours I have is obviously limited. I don't know when the game is gonna stop. I don't know that. But what I do know is that I've got the power to improve myself, to make sure that I can be the best version of myself possible. Then you start realizing, oh damn, like, your time is actually valuable. Then you start realizing, like, listen, I've just wasted an hour doing this. Like, oh, man, I've literally just wasted an hour. And then you start being proper disciplined. You're like, listen, because you value your time, when, random things that you really know that you shouldn't be doing, you just stop. You literally consciously just stop, and you be like, listen, I'm not doing what I really should be doing. Let me just move away from it. Focus. It's actually powerful, honestly. It's so powerful. And I'm not trying to give a motivational speech here, alright? Like, whenever I kind of talk to people, especially my friends, They always say one thing to me: you should be a motivational speaker. Like, listen, maybe what you're listening to when you like literally watching this video, you might feel a sense of motivation, but just remember that's temporary. All right, don't use this video as motivation. You can use it, here and there, but the key thing is, regardless if you saw this video, if you didn't, you have to be on your grind. If this video is taking away that time from you, then don't watch this video. Go back to your task. I'm not going to be offended. I don't mind. Just make sure that you put your full effort into being the best version of yourself. It's that simple. Because at the moment, I'm young. I'm in my 20s. I'm early 20s. I'm actually approaching my mid 20s now, which is kind of scary in itself. But I'm excited and I'm grateful that, I can use this time. I'm aware that I can use the time I've got into more productive things rather than destructive things. Especially when you're in your 20s, you look around, you see like a lot of the time, time is spent through Netflix, through games, through just pointless media consumption. And it's just, I don't know, it's just sad, if I'm honest. Like, it just makes me feel like if I was to do that right now, I would feel like bad for myself because I'm doing that. Like, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I would probably, I love Netflix. I love playing games, but I didn't really realize this. That's the thing. I didn't have the awareness of this at all. But it's only when I started to realize, listen, if I gamify my life, if I play the game in real life, things can change. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen things improve in my life, whether that be through in the workplace, whether that be through my friends, my friendships, relationships, whatever, whether that be through my fitness. Like, I've just seen things improve and I feel things improve. And then when you see it and when you feel it together, you just don't want to stop. That's the thing. It's like a drug where like you're addicted to it. But the good thing is, it's a good addiction. Now, you might say there's no such thing as a good addiction, and I guess to a point you're right. But if you're taking this, if you're being super conscious and you're aware of where you're going, I don't think stopping yourself from improving is ever a bad thing. Gamify your life. Good luck and begin the game.